Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Mike. Thanks for jumping on here with me this morning. Pretty important series of calls this week because over the past week, several of you have come to me kind of all with the same problem. Some of you are highly successful agents, but you're worried about a shifting marketplace and how that's going to impact you and your sales. Some of you have been in the business for a while, but not really getting the results that you were hoping for. A couple of the agents that have come to me in the past week, this has just been a reoccurring theme. They're trying to shift into full-time real estate and wonder how the new climate is going to impact their ability to do that. And some of you are brand new to the business and you're still trying to figure it all out, and it looks a little scary. But the question's pretty much the same. So, Mike, if you were in my shoes right now, what would you do? And so I decided to sit down this weekend and really put some thought into that and try to come up with some very tangible action items that you could sink your teeth into. Not fluff, not theory, not mindset stuff, but like, what do I do? I've got a good business, but I think sales are going down. It looks like we've gotten into a slower time. Oh, absolutely, we've got it. And I'm worried because I need to keep my income up. I've got responsibilities. Or I decided to get into real estate, but this isn't generating the income that I need for myself and my family. Or I'm trying to shift into full-time, but I don't know what to do. Or I'm pretty new at this. Did I make a mistake by getting in? What do I do? Well, I know this. First of all, I know I've been through times like this several times. And I know that our business comes from the consistent actions we take. So again, I sat down this weekend and I thought, let's give some very tangible stuff and let's leave no doubt what you could do. I don't know if you will, but here's what you could do. And each morning this week, I'm going to give you 4 distinct action points that you can take, and within 30 days, you'll start generating business. Here we go. Number 1, this one. Hey, look, all 16 of these, here were my constraints. It can't cost very much money, if any at all, and it can be done. You don't need elite skill or elite experience to do this. And number 1 proves it. You could make yourself lead eligible with our company every week. You could. It simply requires you sending me the lead follow-up report. And if you have never done that, send me a blank one. Take the action. Here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people that will take the action. Some of you just can't. And what I think about that is I don't really think that it's that you're not interested. I think that you lack the organizational ability to get that done on Friday. And I'm not sending you any leads if you are that disorganized. So we've got to get control of that. Some of you have adopted the luxury of, I don't want to work those. Well, I think in a shifting marketplace, you need to get your mind right around that stuff. And over the next 12 months at least, you will want to work business from wherever you can get it to come from. I hope you just heard me say that. You will, no matter who you are, you will want to work business no matter where you can get it to come from. You're not going to be able to sit around and go, oh, well, I don't do that. Make yourself lead eligible each week. Tip number 1. Tip number 2, have a targeted ad campaign. For everybody that you have an email address for, you need a targeted ad campaign going out to those people. Every one of them. Your spend on this can be very small, but you need to have a targeted ad campaign. If you're not even sure what I'm talking about or how to do that, then you need to be sitting in front of Rob Hamilton this week and say, how do I get this started? Mike talked about a targeted ad campaign for everybody that I have an email address for, including your mommy. Rob, how do I get this started? And your spend on this can be very small. Tip number 3. And I try to do this. Be reading or listening to a business-oriented book every day. You don't have to do it for hours every day, but I'd say at least 15 minutes be reading or listening to a business-oriented book. Like what? Atomic Habits, Ninja Selling. I started re-listening to How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. The title sounds a little manipulative. It's really not a manipulative book. It just talks about how to interact with people in a genuine way to make them feel stickier with you. We should be reading or listening to a book like that every day. We've got to sharpen our skills, folks. None of us are so good, including me, that we don't have to be doing this. Number 4 on my list for today is start my own networking group. Hey, look, a lot of you are, whether it's a chamber of commerce or it's some business club or it's a leads group, you're part of other people's networking club. Why don't you start your own? Why don't you reach out to other professionals that you've made contact with and set up your own little networking club? Have a regular time, place where you meet. Part of the rules of being in my own little networking club is only one person per occupation, so we don't need 2 real estate agents. We don't need 2 plumbers. 1 person per occupation, and over the course of a year, you have to generate at least, I don't know, pick a number, but 2 or 3 or 4 referrals to other people in the group. You can't just be in the group and get referrals. You have to bring them to other people in the group as well. So for today, 4 actions that you could take today. Let's do it. Make yourself lead eligible with us each week. I'm spending thousands of dollars each month to generate lead opportunities for you. Come on, make yourself lead eligible. Have a targeted ad campaign for everybody that you have an email address for. Be reading and listening to a business-oriented book, not fiction. Come on, something that sharpens your mind a little bit. And start my own networking group. Come join me tomorrow morning. I've got 4 more different and distinct ideas. By the time we get through Thursday, I'm going to give you 16 action steps that you could be taking right now to get you through this shifting market. So you'll never be able to legitimately say, well, I would, but I don't know what to do. No, we're going to make sure you can't say that. And you know, by doing all this, folks, all we're doing here is we're going out and we're making it happen for ourselves each day.